what's up, everybody? Welcome to The Stack. I'm Alex.
I'm Justin.
I'm Pete.
And we're going to be discussing all of these comic books for you today. So
Oh
buckle in.
There are so many.
No, I kid. We're going to discuss 3 comic books for you today, starting with X-Men number 200, the kickoff of the Endangered Species arc. I love this issue. I thought it was great.
It was very good. However, it is a little misleading in that it's not actually the Endangered Species arc. That's a story that's running through like the next 12 issues of all the X-Men.
That's the backup story.
Yeah.
This features the return of the Marauders, the only team to successfully kick the X-Men's butts.
Yes.
On multiple occasions.
Yes. Not just one.
They've faced other troubles. Look at all this. Look at all these people.
That's cool.
Oh, yay. Mark Silvestri, good artist.
Yes, he is.
He's a hot shot, young hot shot.
He's
Come
hot.
on.
He is hot.
He's a smoking guy.
Man, I can
this
talk
issue
about
was
him all
very
day.
good. The Marauders right now, they have actually a ton of X-Men. That's difficult to say like that. On the
Who
team.
are also ex-girlfriends of several X-Men.
There's Sunspot's on the team, Gambit's on the team, Lady Mastermind's on the team, Omega Sentinel's on the team, and at the end of the issue, we find out.
Blau, Mystique on the team.
Yeah. Here's the thing about this arc. This issue was great. Really fun, really kick-ass, well done. Villains methodically taking down the heroes one by one kind of issue.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried that it's going to be one of those things where the villains that were heroes that became villains again are going to turn out at the last second to be heroes and save the X-Men.
Gambit will. That's my prediction.
Yeah,
because
it's
everyone
nice to
loves
see.
him.
It's nice to see Gambit back in action. I'm always like, yeah, Gambit.
Yeah, but he was such a dick.
He
makes Cable explode like 4 times.
Yeah, well, that's
Do you
Cable,
think
though.
Cable explodes in the issue? You think he's dead?
Oh, no, of course not.
Yeah, he's a time traveler, so he's probably dead forever, right?
He's
Yeah.
But I did think it was creepy how Mystique got it on in her old house. Like, that was a little, like...
I think it's creepier. Mystique,
felt like home.
how old is Mystique? Mystique is Rogue's mom.
Yeah.
She's doing it with Iceman, which granted, Iceman is
guys.
a sex.
Yeah.
Iceman's one of the original X-Men, so technically
Yeah.
speaking, he's even been around story-wise older than Mystique.
Right.
But I always pictured Mystique being like twice his age.
Definitely, except when they're actually having sex, they baby her up a little bit. She's like, oh, I'm a little girl, please.
Yeah. That's
What about the
creepy.
backup story? Beast is trying to combat the endangered species. Mutants going through extinction essentially right now. No new mutants happening at all.
Well, he's trying to find a cure for it.
Right, and
So-
he turns to the most deadly villains in the
Yeah,
entire
that was crazy. Like, there's
Yeah.
a lot going on right now. It's like you have this whole, like, in the house, who's getting it on, who's good, who's bad, all these different
It's like
things
a
happening.
reality TV show.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like Big Brother.
And then it's like, oh, by the way, Beast is making back deals with evil supervillains to try to save the X-Men.
Wait a second, are comic books really soap operas just drawn? What? No, we're housewives. We're housewives.
Man.
That's fine. Speaking of soap operas, though, let's move on and talk about latest issue of Invincible, which is pretty much.
But I love it. My heart is aflutter every time I read it. It's like, forget this action stuff. Let's get to the talking about girls. Which this issue ends with an awesome reveal.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I laughed out loud.
So, Invincible just broke up with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
They had the nicest bullshit breakup in the world.
Whoa,
Doesn't
whoa,
happen.
easy.
Well, I'm sorry. It's true. It gets me emotional because my heart breaks every time. Anyway, what happens is Adam Eve, who he's had kind of a secret crush on, and she had a secret crush on. And she-
For like 30-something issues, 43 issues.
Yeah.
And a future version of her said, whatever you do, tell Adam Eve that you love her because I'm so sad now because you didn't do that. And then she walks in and is like, so are we dating or what? Now that's the kind of lady I want to walk in this door right now.
That's a superhero.
Here's my question, though.
woman
Do you
right
feel like
there.
that was out of character? I felt like it was a little out of character.
Agreed. Very out of character.
Hilarious.
Yeah, but great
out
though.
of
It was
character.
kind of like a frustrated, like, I gotta do this. I'm kind of nervously, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna spit it out.
Yeah.
And I thought it came out in a very funny way.
That being said, I think the issue is sort of, in a way, spinning its wheels a little bit. It's raring up to 50, which is apparently going to be huge.
And I
Invincible
thought-
is always
It
good. Like,
had a lot of
it's
classic good stuff in it, like the thinking in space.
I thought that was
fight in
very
space.
smart, yeah.
I love all
good.
that.
There's a
kind
little bit of
stuff.
thinking in space. You
Yeah.
guys love that stuff, right?
Right. Readers out there. Buzz Aldrin did a lot of that.
Yeah. Did you read that series, Thinking in Space?
Yeah.
It was really cool. It went for like an issue.
Yeah, it was good. Not a lot of bubbles. Not a lot of speech bubbles.
Something that I think works a little better as a team soap opera, at least this month, than Invincible is the latest issue of Blue Beetle.
Look at that.
I know.
You like that?
Transition.
I had so much more to say.
I love the fact that we do smooth transitions and then we proceed to talk about them for a while, which destroys their entire purpose. But the latest
That
issue
was really smooth, I would say.
I agree, fellows. Blue Beetle was awesome this month. This was, I think, hands down one of my favorite issues of the entire week.
I've been really enjoying Blue Beetle. I was a little disappointed because the last issue left off with Blue Beetle flying away with Superman. I thought it was going to be a cool little training, maybe.
Like Friends?
Well, yeah, I thought maybe it was going to go on for another issue, but then this next one picks up like that didn't ever happen.
That's actually something that I loved about this issue. It throws you right in the middle. Well, it did. It throws you right in the middle where Eclipso, who's been trapped near the sun for...
Orbiting the sun.
Orbiting the sun for like about a year or something like that, is suddenly back right in the first page of the issue. No explanation there. They throw a character, Tracy 13, who you were saying...
I think that's a Superman. She was introduced in Superman a couple of years ago. She
What-
had a lizard on a like a leash. if I
Whatever it
recall.
is, she's been
Maybe
in, like-
anyone out there can tell us if I'm making this up. I had a dream once about a girl with a lizard on a leash.
All right.
Then she said, "Be my girlfriend." I was like, "Yeah."
And this issue is good. Tracy 13 ends up in this issue. She's been in like 2 issues. There's implied a previous relationship with Ralph Dimney and Sue.
Like they were her foster parents.
Yeah, like
Not
they're her
a
foster
relationship.
parents, which we've never seen before. So there's all these things that happen behind the scenes, but the author, John Rogers, completely makes it work. The issue's hilarious, really, really well done.
It's satisfying to have a writer give you the space to imagine what happens. As so many comics are just like, no, this is the way it is. This is what happens. Like Countdown.
Well, it's a fine line between like giving you space and feeling like you're robbed, like they aren't telling you something. They're not giving you
Did
what
you
you
feel
want.
like you were robbed?
No, I didn't. I'm just saying that sometimes I do, where they're like, "Oh, we're gonna kind of leave this to him." I'm like, "What? No, I want to see that." So they're
like
I feel
Superman
like,
and Blue Beetle, like flying away with hand in
well,
hand.
I was kind of excited about it. I was like, "Oh,
Well,
wow."
they'll come back to that. There's going to be an issue of just like Superman, Blue Beetle going on a really romantic date, to a
Candlelight.
nice dinner.
What do you take Superman on a date?
I don't. Wherever, probably bowling, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I bet.
He never does that.
All right, we're going to move on. Talk about a little thing that was happening on the PulpSecret blog. Don't know if you guys read this, but there was a really cool post put up about the 5 most controversial moments in comics. There was a ton of talk about it, a ton of back and forth. There were a couple of moments that they put up. Some people were saying, no, those aren't the correct moments. For you guys, what are your most controversial moments in comics?
Well, it's tough because I don't know quite controversial stuff there where it's like polarizing, as I would think, where it creates a lot of debate.
Yeah.
Which you could say, and I mean, there's so many, like bringing back characters that are dead. Anytime that happens, that drives people crazy. Now that happens every day.
Literally every single day.
Someone
There's
walking.
actually, have you read that comic, This Character is Back comics? It comes out
What
every
issues
day.
are you reading?
I-
You have all these alternative comics you read.
I draw a lot of stuff at home.
Yeah, Thinking in Space.
Yeah,
by
totally.
Alex Alvin.
Thinking in Space was really good.
Well, I think that there's a lot of controversy in comics, especially with the way certain things are drawn, like women, for instance, and how that's like a constant thing. There's nothing worse for me as a comic book reader than when I'm reading a comic, and because it's got on the cover a girl with humongous boobs, I feel dirty, and then I feel judged. And then I feel like comics get a bad name, So it's like, it's weird.
so this
Just like
isn't
porno has such a bad name.
Yeah.
So this isn't so much most controversial moment as Catholic guilt.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying that that's a constant thing when I talk about comics with other people. The controversy that comes up, is
Well, stop
the
reading
way
her.
woing are portrayed in comics.
I would
No, I
say
think
stop
absolutely.
reading Super Big Tits.
The
Put that
last
book
issue
down.
was amazing, though. It was really well drawn characters.
It's a lot of story, a lot of great story. You wouldn't think, but it's not all about the tits.
Or the reconstruction of the Fantastic Four. That was kind of weird.
Yeah, that's true. That happened
because of
recently.
the-
There was they had an arc where they brought Black Panther and Storm onto the Fantastic Four. What do they call it? They called it
Reconstruction,
Reconstruction was the name of the.
which is kind of the Civil War, the real one. After that, there was Reconstruction.
Right, and
Where-
in this there was Civil War in the Marvel Universe, and then they had the Reconstruction arc. So weird, right?
Yeah.
A little weird.
A little controversial.
Yeah. All right. That's it for the stack. We will see you guys next time.
Thanks.
Goodbye.
Bye.